In case you haven't noticed, ladies and gents out there, these days there seems to be a huge fascination with vampire stories. From best-selling books to movies to TV series, vampire tales and trysts are all the rage. So just what is this fascination? Well, who better to ask than the author of the best-selling book series that inspired the hit TV show True Blood. Joining us now from New York City is Charlaine Harris. Charlaine, welcome to The Balancing Act.
Oh, thank you for inviting me.
Now, your 10th book, called Dead in the Family, is out now. It's the latest in a widely popular Sookie Stackhouse series. I've read it, loved it.
Oh, thank you so much.
Now, your books are bestsellers, so a lot of ladies have read them, but to those who haven't caught the Sookie fever, the storyline is set in modern-day Louisiana, built around mostly fantasy characters. What is our fascination with vampires and all these things supernatural, Charlaine?
You know, I've thought a lot about that, and I have a couple of theories. The first is that in our plastic surgery culture, vampires represent the epitome of perfection. They're always in shape. They never change. They never have to go on a diet. They never have to go on Medicaid. And they never need to have their eyes tucked. So I think that's part of it. Another thing is that we've been having an economic slump, obviously, and people traditionally turn to fantasy literature when economic times are hard.
Those reasons work for me. It's kind of, I've never thought about it, but the plastic surgery idea is pretty interesting. Now, as we've said, this book is book 10. I don't want to give anything away, but it sure seems that her story will continue after this book. Do you already know how many stories are left for Sookie, and does her story already have an end in your head?
Well, I know how the books will end.
You do?
But I've signed, yeah, I do. I've always known, not always, but from very early in the series, I've known how it would conclude. But I can take my time getting there, which is the nice thing about being the writer instead of the reader. I've signed through book 13. So, and possibly I will write one or two more after that. We'll have to see. I don't believe in continuing a series if I think it's getting stale. I don't think it's fair to the readers.
Do you have any idea that it would be this popular?
You know, I hoped it would do well, but I couldn't have imagined that it would do this well.
Well, congrats to you on all the success. Do you believe in the supernatural, the fairies, the vampires, all that jazz you write about?
What do I believe in? I'm a Christian. I believe that this is a wonderful escape. I'm not sure I believe that these creatures actually exist, but I like to think that I'm open to possibilities beyond what our five senses can perceive.
Well said, and you write it really well. Now let's talk about the TV series True Blood. This summer is the 3rd season, and the show is breaking records. Some 12 million people tune in to see each episode. Do you watch it on TV?
Oh, I do. Luckily for me, I usually get a screener ahead of time, so I'm usually a little bit ahead of the general viewing audience. But we turn on the show every Sunday night just like everybody else.
Now, so it's still Sookie and the team for the book, but they're pretty different, and what do you think about these differences?
Well, I like to think that we're providing people with two separate entertainment experiences. There's the visual one that is Alan's brainchild, and then there's the reading one, which is my brainchild. But they're both equally fun, I hope, for people. I run into people every now and then who don't like the show because they've already formed very personal pictures of the characters in their heads. And then I run into people who have never read the books. But I like to think that between the two, we're covering a whole lot of people.
So you get the best of both worlds. How involved are you in adapting the book to TV?
I'm not. I put my faith in Alan, and so far it's been absolutely justified.
Now, you know, popular books that become TV series often become movies, too. What do you think? Will there be a movie?
I think you'd have to talk to Alan about that. Of course, that would be wonderful. You know, that would just be delightful. But I don't know Alan's plans in that regard, though, you know, I'll see him in a week or two, and I'll ask him.
Yeah, definitely let us know. What's your next project?
Well, I'm working on book 11 right now. Then I have a short story I have to write for an anthology I'm doing with my dear friend Tony Kellner. And then after that, I hope to write something completely new and different.
Charlaine, I'm ready for book 11 now. I hope I can wait for it.
Oh, thank you so much.
Thank you. Now, if you'd like more information on Charlaine and any of her books, just go to charlaineharris.com.